Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus and see how it compares against the Google Pixel 9 Pro and see which particular phone is the better one for you. Now, in this particular situation, what I'll definitely tell you is that you can't really go wrong with either one. Both these phones are very good phones. The main advantage that the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus has is that it's the newest phone, but the Pixel 9 Pro has an advantage of having being already out for so long, or at least a couple months, that one has gone down in the used market just a bit. So if you want to pick up either one of these devices for the cheapest prices I find, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these particular devices, on the front side of the Google Pixel 9 Pro, this phone on the front side is giving you a 6.3-inch LTPO OLED display. Now, with this type of panel, this is a very, very good type of panel. I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks very, very nice. And I do think that is a very nice thing to kind of think about here. If you are going to go through and pick up a device, this is a very nice panel. 120 Hz, 3000 nits of brightness as well. That's some really nice stuff to kind of keep in mind within these types of devices. So that definitely, without a doubt, gets a thumbs up for me. Now, on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus, this type of device is going to be giving you a 6.7-inch dynamic LTPO AMOLED display. So this type of panel is also very, very nice. It's 120 Hz, 2600 nits of brightness. And I do think if you are, once again, going to go through and pick up a device, this is one of those really, really nice type of panels that you can kind of go ahead and pick up, right? I really do appreciate getting these types of displays because they do look better. They're also bigger than the Pixel 9 Pro. So that might be an advantage that you might actually appreciate from something like a Google Pixel, from a Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus. Or maybe you want the smaller panel from something like a Galaxy, or you want the bigger panel, or maybe you want the smaller panel from something like a, Google Pixel 9 Pro. So you also kind of have that type of capability when it comes down to it from that side as well. Now, on top of that, when it comes down to some other areas of these devices, they're both giving you USB Type-C ports on the bottom, flat sides basically all throughout, which again is a very nice thing to basically have. You're also still going to be going through and maintaining your frosted glass backs on the back side of both of them, which that also is another very nice thing to basically have here. You're also basically going to be able to get your triple camera setups on the backside, wireless charging or reverse wireless charging on the backside as well. And I do think if you are going to go through and pick up a phone, these are very decent options here, right? They're some of the best phones you can basically buy. They still feel very premium. They both give you wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, IP certification. There is a lot of stuff and a lot of quality and build that you have inside of these phones. And I definitely do think you cannot go wrong with either one. So definitely when it comes down to the outside, they both get a thumbs up from me. So when it also comes down to maybe some other areas of these devices, right? Like when it comes down to the price tags, these devices, basically when it comes down to the Google Pixel 9 Pro, that one is costing about $690 in the used market kind of. Whereas on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus, this phone is costing about $1,000. So if you are wanting to go through and buy a phone, right, it is going to be a little bit cheaper to buy something like a Google Pixel 9 Pro than a Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus. So I think that's going to be another very big thing to kind of keep in mind here, right? Like if you're going to go through and pick up these types of phones, you're probably going to be getting a little bit of a better experience here from something, like a Pixel 9 Pro from a value per dollar standpoint than from something like the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus. So you're going to have to kind of think about that as well. So when it comes down to that, that's just kind of how these things kind of go. When it comes down to the batteries, the Pixel 9 Pro is basically going to be giving you a 4700 mAh battery, where the, Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus is going to be giving you a 4900 mAh battery. So even from that side too, you're definitely going to be getting, different types of battery lives when it comes down to both of these. So the advantage of something like the Google Pixel 9 Pro is that you can get 27 watts wired, 21 watts wireless, and 12 watts reverse wireless charging, which is really, really cool. With the Galaxy S25 Plus, it's 45 watts wired, 15 watts wireless, a little bit less than the, actually more than the Pixel 9 Pro, but only 4.5 reverse wireless charging. So the Pixel 9 Pro does kind of do a little bit of a better job there for the most part. But I would probably say that the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus is still going to be giving you a pretty good experience when it comes down to that battery life, but maybe the Pixel 9 Pro is also going to be the one that's going to be very good, and it's going to kind of be neck and neck when it kind of comes down to that side when it comes down to it. So I think from that side too, that pretty much kind of covers it from that side as well. On top of that, when it comes down to some other areas of these phones, like their cameras, the Google Pixel 9 Pro on the backside is going to be giving you a 50 megapixel wide, 48 megapixel periscope telephoto lens, and then a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera. Whereas on the Galaxy S25 Plus, you're going to be getting a 50 megapixel wide, 10 megapixel telephoto, then a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. So you're going to be getting 8K at 30 on the back. On the front side, you're going to be getting a 42 megapixel ultra wide camera on the front side of the Pixel 9 Pro, where the Galaxy S25 Plus is going to be giving you a 12 megapixel wide angle camera, 4K at 60 on the front and the back, or 8K on the back of both these. I don't know which one is the better one here, right? I would probably say that my feature set and just the camera overall might be better on something like the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus. I feel like that one might be the better one that I would look at. That one would be the one that would make a lot more sense probably for me to recommend to people. But I think with the Google Pixel 9 Pro, this is one that I look at and it does kind of make a little bit more sense probably for some people to kind of look at a device like that and probably recommend it to more people, to be honest. But I think even in this case, I think the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus is the one that might be the better option here for the most part as well. When it comes down to software longevity, the Google Pixel 9 Pro is getting basically 7 major versions of Android, and so is the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus. So even from this side, we're really not even 100% too sure which phone is going to be lasting longer, but I would probably say that the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus is the one that's going to be lasting for a longer period of time potentially. Again, we have no idea, but I think if we're going down that road of potentials, I think that one might be the one that might end up lasting for a longer period of time than something like a Samsung Galaxy, than something like a Pixel 9 Pro, which is very interesting because that very rarely ever happens, but that could be what ends up happening here. When it comes down to the performance, the Google Pixel 9 Pro is going to be giving you that Google Tensor G4 chipset inside with 16 gigabytes of RAM, with the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus is going to be giving you that Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset inside with 12 gigabytes of RAM. So I think this in and of itself, once again, is another very cool thing, right? This is a very, very nice thing, and it's something I really do appreciate. And I do think it's kind of tough to kind of think about which one is going to be the faster one, which one's going to be the better one, because they're both kind of very different when it kind of comes down to it, right? Both these phones have their own league. They're kind of in their own league for the most part. I would probably say that the 8 Elite is going to be the faster one here though. Problem with the Tensors is that they're just not as great or as optimized. And Samsung actually teamed up with the people who made they teamed up with Qualcomm to make that 8 Elite chipset. So that one could also be another pretty good option when it comes down to it from that one as well. So overall, what I'll definitely tell you is that I definitely do think when it comes down to both these phones, I think something like the Google Pixel 9 Pro is a really, really good phone. And especially now that it's a little bit cheaper, I think it's actually a pretty decent option. But I think the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus would probably be the phone that I would personally want, right? That would be the phone that I personally want to go ahead and buy. And I think that's the one that I'd recommend people to kind of think about. So if you have an option here, I would definitely recommend going up to something like the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus over the Google Pixel 9 Pro. And that's just kind of one of those things you're just going to have to think about when you pick up one of these types of phones. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there for the most part. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.